Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is AHMAD ZAKWAN bin ZULKIFLI. Okay, now I will present for the theory part for this experiment. Okay, so for this experiment, we need to dismantle and assembly back the master cylinder. Okay, first of all, we need to know how the master cylinder works. Okay, so in automotive, master cylinder is a control device that converts non-hydraulic pressure into hydraulic pressure. Okay, so this device controls slave cylinder located at the other end of hydraulic system. Okay, so in the master cylinder, it have piston that move along the bore of the master cylinder. This movement is transferred through the hydraulic fluid. Okay, so the hydraulic pressure created by moving a piston toward the slave cylinder compress the fluid evenly. Okay, so a receiver above each master cylinder supplies the master cylinder with enough brake fluid to avoid air from entering the master cylinder. Okay, there is several types of master cylinder that have a built-in fluid level sensor in the reservoirs. Okay, the sensor turns on a warning light in the instrument panel when the brake fluid is low. Okay, so that's all from me for the theory. Thank you.
Sini lagi. Nombor berapa sih?
Saya ni. Tu nombor berapa kau pakai tu?
Kenapa kena tiba ni? 12. 10. Dah lulus dah. Untuk apa?
14.
So Syah.
Tak ada saiz tu. Dia macam dah mati je. Dah angle
Dah bulat dah.
Dah semua pakai macam ni. Ya. Ya. Ini Arif. Melanggar ketat ni.
Cuba.
Ketat.
Dah. Apa ni? Jom.
Dia buka atas dulu ke? Buka dia boleh masuk dulu.
Nak. Ini.
Cepat ni, dah 5 minit ni. Bila aku rekam ni.
First.
Macam tu lah tengah-tengah buat tu. Kita buat bawah ni kan? Jangan cabut skru ni dulu.
Ketat jom.
Dia kan tak? Ni kalau kau terlajak kereta apa? Hazard je.
Buku dia datang.
Kita nak keluar apa ni?
Piston dia. Ni bawah dia betul-betul lah.
Pakai angin tak boleh lah ni?
Boleh tak? Tahu kau aku tak nak buat. Biasa ketuk lah. Sebab benda ni kan tak ada minyak kan. Jadi kesat sikit lah. Yang dalam kan. Mesti yang ketuk tu.
Bro.
Alamak. Orang tu ke?
Kaki perlu rasa esok.
Ada dalam.
Ada dua. Ya.
13.
Dah lah. Dah dua.
Ha, yang luar. Yang dalam.
Dah keluar dua je.
Dah rakam.
Ini satu lagi. Mana gris?
Itu ambil gris.
Diam. Dah pasal. Mana gris? Ni juga ni tu. Nanti apa ni? LIC kita lah. Kau ambil gris lah. Orang kampus. Dah berapa dah?
10-18.
Ha?
10-18. Tinggal satu bit lagi.
10-18. Habis ni nak balik pasal ke video. Nak makan lu. Nak check benda ni ke?
Tengok cek getah dia.
Ya. Boleh hitam.
Ada.
Kena ni dah. Kelipar.
Inner surface. Inner surface master cylinder. Primary and secondary surface master cylinder. Okey. Brake booster. Diaphragm. Primary and
Sekejap. Okey. Okey, ambil tu. 36.62. Toilet. Dah. 36.62 dah.
Kalau orang tak mau buat video.
Dah.
Woi, bahaya lah nak tu undertaker ni.
ni o-ring dia.
Yang ambil kat sini.
Ni o-ring dia.
Macam ni. Macam ni. Boom.
Tahu dipanggil.
Jadi kan semua sistem. Betul? Masuk ya. Masuk ya. Masuk. Masuk sampai berapa? Nama Arif. Kuat. Bismillah dulu. Bismillah. Pala.
Kira, lama-lama. Ini adik, wayar dia.
Yang getah tu. Bawah lantai.
Ambil hak kepala ni.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Arif LUKMAN and I will be naming the parts of the master cylinder. So for number one, we will look at the top of the receiver tank, which is have a receiver cap, On number 2 and number 3 is the fluid baffle, and number 4 is the packing, and 5 is the separator inside the reservoir. So the 6 is reservoir mounting, 7 is piston stopper, 8 is reservoir tank, 9 is their bushings for the tank to be mounted on the cylinder, and 10 is there also a piston stopper, and then there is a stopper, and 12 is a primary piston. After that, on the back of primary piston we have a secondary piston, and actually between this secondary and primary we have a spring. So lastly we get the number 14, which is the cylinder itself. So that's all for the parts name of a master cylinder. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is AHMAD bin NAZAR, and today I will explain about the condition of master cylinder, the inner surface of master cylinder, and the O-ring is in a good condition. The primary piston, as you can see, and the secondary condition also in a good condition. Next, the diaphragm and the brake booster also in a good condition. In this part, we will do the inspection of the master cylinder, which we will measure the before and after force applied to the brake pedal of the push rod end. Before the force will apply, the length were 10.10 mm. As you know, the standard value for push rod end is between 9.65 to 9.90 mm. Then after apply force to the brake pedal, the length is 36.62 mm. As you know, we can adjust the push rod length by turning the end of the push rod. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum, my name is NAZMI and I'll be presenting the discussion for this lab report. Based on our findings, there is an effect on brake when the push rod end have a different length. When the length of the push rod end is too long, the lever prevents the piston from returning to the initial position after braking, and thus will prevent the pressure to decrease. Due to that, the brake does not return to its starting position. When the length of the push rod is short, there is too much free play in brake pedal and may occur noise from the vacuum brake booster. For the next slide, there are two headings for types of brake oil, which is one glycol based, consists of .3, .4 and super .4, and the other one are silicon based, consists .5. Glycol based brake oil can absorb water from air and it can cause the boiling point to decrease, while the silicon based does not absorb water, but any water that are trapped inside the brake system will cause pure water pocket and brake corrosion will happen. And lastly, the brake oil can be mixed due to the chemical reaction, and it may cause corrode to the brake system if it is mixed. For the next slide, in the brake system, there are two major components, which is the master cylinder that are connected to the second component, which is the slave cylinder. When the force are acted to the brake pedal, the fluid in the master cylinder is pushed to the slave cylinder through the connected brake lines. Thus, the piston will move outward and make the brake pad move and cause friction. For the last slide, the diaphragm move piston and a pressure rod, which transmit the force to the wheel brakes. Some brake cylinder use 2 diaphragms and some use 1 diaphragm. To the 1 diaphragm brake cylinder are usually used on a non-driven axle. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum. My name is ASYRAF. At the end of the lab, we can perform a service on the master cylinder. Also, we can identify each component of the master cylinder and its own function. other than that, we can further understand how the pressure build up inside the master cylinder when the brake pedal is pressed. That's all for me. Thank you.